Hi everyone, Melissa Tara here talking about the social justice blog and understanding cultural humility. I like to start with a favorite quote that was not referenced in the text, but one of my favorites, Martin Luther King Jr., that injustice anywhere is a threat everywhere. I live by that. I admire all the work Martin Luther King Jr. has done, and that quote is so evident, especially in everything that's going on today, and just through time. It's actually a timeless quote. According to the ACA Code of Ethics on page 195, is we need to have I think as counselors, a natural, genuine drive to social injustices because it negatively affects the macro system, the micro system. So everything that happens to an individual affects the bigger picture. So everyone we help or don't help really kind of is a trickle-in effect in the pond. So it's so important. And we need to have that drive for that. On a kind of fun fact fiction note is a Star Wars fan, so there's a scene in Phantom Menace with Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to the Gunyans, and he says to them, we've created a symbiont circle of what happens to one affects the other, and that's so true. Like the butterfly effect, everything that we've had is our life means something to someone else. If we watch It's a Wonderful Life, sometimes we look at it and see our actions affected someone positive or negatively. So social justice is very dear to me. If I was to pick an action plan going forward, I believe that in order to have full capacity of compassion and empathy and understanding is exposure therapy, which is a form of cognitive behavior therapy, where to really truly understand we need to walk a day in those shoes. We need to be immersed in that for a weekend if possible, or a day. That's when we're truly going to understand how someone else is feeling and how to really help them. So if I was to put an action plan together, I would say everyone walk a day in someone else's shoes. The verse that I'm choosing to speak about is Proverbs 31:8-9, because I feel like I've always been an advocate for those that can't speak, that actually do not have a voice. I have a son with autism. He was nonverbal till 6 years old. And I believe God allowed that to happen for this to be part of my life, and I've advocated for so many to understand and to see these perspectives of what that's like, of what parents go through, and no, I'm verbal, but what is it like to raise a child like that, or to understand it from a teacher's perspective? How stressful it is to send your child to school and they can't come home and say how their day is, and you don't know. It's horrifying. It's strangling, and I think that's very important. If I was to to lobby a policy on the state and the federal level, would be to protect parents under ADA, the American Disabilities Act. Because if you're a person with disabilities, you are covered maybe to be late for an assignment because you may have ADHD or something, but there's nothing covering the parents that are caring for children with severe needs. So it's almost like they're doing the same thing. I went over time. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.